Hi there and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fabulous day. Today I am going to be reviewing the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself collection, or at least partially. I didn't end up picking up everything, but I did end up picking up the cheek and eye palette, which is right here, the mascara, one of the lipsticks, or matte lipsticks, the highlighter, and then the rose gold eyeliner. So I'll be looking at all of these things today. Now, this isn't normally a collection that I would normally find myself gravitating to. It is very much a magical unicorn theme. I was never really a huge girly girl growing up, so I never was into the whole unicorn things. So what I liked about the collection, though, was that it was very bright and colorful and a little bit glittery here and there. And, you know, a lot of the time I end up wearing a lot of neutrals just because of what goes on in my life. So, you know, I was like, this is gonna be fun. So I put away my tomboy ways and I picked up this collection. So what I'm gonna start with is the palette. So what this is Tarte says that it is for cheeks as well. So it's kind of, I think it's supposed to be like a highlighter and also an eyeshadow. So it's in the normal Tarte palette that you'll see a lot of the round palettes like this. And voila, there is a mirror inside. So it has a mirror, which is nice. It's very sturdy, actually. What I like about the Tarte palettes is that they are very, very sturdy. They are a plastic, but I just feel like, you know, the shadows aren't going to break inside of these, so I really appreciate how solid it is. So you get the 10, is that right? The 10 shadows, and then in the middle, the highlighter here. And what's interesting with this is that most of them are kind of like a foil shimmer, except for the one here, which is Myth. There's only one matte in the group, which kind of surprised me. I don't know. I didn't really look online enough to know that it was going to be there. So when I looked at all these colors, and matte. I tried using it the first day when I was trying an eye look, and it just didn't work. I understand that I think it's supposed to go in the crease, and you know, if you don't want a glitter bomb look, which I don't a lot of the time, I'm wearing it today on my lids. You'll see I'm wearing two of the colors, and that is the Trance and the Magic, which are the two browns. So right here and here. Oh, and also in the middle, the highlighter white. I'm wearing that as well. So for me, I don't like the whole glitter bomb look on my eye. I like to put matte in there just because I think it calms it down a little bit, but that's just a personal preference. I know some people who would just wear all this and not even worry about it. That's just not my style, so you could definitely do that. And I think that's why they put this matte here, is for people like me to appease me and say, hey, here you go, here's the matte that you're looking for. But the thing is, I don't really feel that it performed that well. And I can show you here in the swatching. So here you go up close, and then when you put it here, you can definitely see it, but it just isn't enough, I think, because the glitter look is so strong. Well, it's strong-ish, that this doesn't necessarily help calm it down. And I think part of it is it's just really light, and you almost need like a darker color or something to just even it out a little bit more. But again, that's a personal preference. But I don't really feel that it was a strong color. It was kind of patchy and powdery and just didn't do me any favors. So I personally ended up pulling in another neutral palette like today to create the look that I wanted, and then used the highlighter up near my brow bone. So that was great. You know, that worked really well. I didn't care for is that there's just a lot of browns. There tends to be a lot of orange and brown shades, and I just wish that they had added a few more varying colors just to make it a little bit more diverse. It's just a lot of browns, a lot of bronzes, but again, personal preference. But I would have loved to have seen a green, maybe a couple greens in here, but again, that's just the direction they didn't want to go. The highlighter in the middle is more of a warm tone, so for you ladies out there who are a little cool, it's more of gold. So you see that going on here, and I'm actually wearing it on my eyes near the brow bone. It is a gold pearl white, so it looks, well, you can kind of see it in the palette, but it looks more neutral, but just know that it does go on with a little bit more gold pearl. So they swatch pretty nicely. They are smooth and buttery creamy, and there was not a lot of fallout for me. The only one is with Myth. The matte is the only one that really gave me problems. So that one did have some fallout. It wasn't as smooth. It was patchy. I kind of don't even really see the purpose of this one, but for those who can make it work, thumbs up. Okay, so moving on to the mascara. Now this is the Lights Camera Lashes 4-in-1 mascara. Now this has been around. This isn't really new, but the packaging is, and I have to admit, when I first pulled this out, I laughed out loud. I really did, because it's very shiny. It's very shiny, very fun. You don't see mascaras like this every day. It kind of got a nice facelift, and it's just funny. It's not taking itself too seriously, and so you kind of have to smile, which I did. So what I am going to do is I am going to show you, I'm not wearing any mascara today, which, oh, the humanity, I really don't do too often. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this up close so you can see how it applies and how it works for you. So I'm going to untwist this magical creature. This is what, here, let me put this here. This is what it looks like up close and personal, if you want to see what the brush looks like. I have to admit, I've never really used this product before until this collection, but I'm always looking for a good mascara, so I gave it a whirl. Here we go. This one wears really well. What I like about it is, because I've also been trying the Too Faced Better Than Sex, which isn't bad, but it's just, it really adds a lot of product. This goes for a less product look. So it definitely separates the lashes really well, which I like, and doesn't use as much product, so it's a little bit more natural, kind of daddy long legs look. I know, it's kind of creepy. It's like, yeah, one of the daddy long legs look, but that's kind of what I would say it looks like more. It's that thinner, kind of willowy, more lash, which I really like, actually. It does lengthen, it does curl slightly, and the problem that I personally have with my own eyelashes is that they're really long and they're really thick, and that may sound like a great thing, but it's not, in that no matter what, they do not curl up, and if they do curl up, they do not stay for long. So this did not resolve that issue. It did work for a while. You'll see it is slightly up right now, but in the next hour it'll be straight out like usual, unless I do a few tricks that I normally do. So I really did feel that it wore really well. It didn't clump my lashes together. It was really easy to take off at the end of the night with, I use an oil-based makeup remover, and I feel like it worked really well, and I don't feel like my eyelashes were falling out because of it. Like, some is so thick and goopy, you're just losing eyelashes. I didn't feel like that with this, and it's just kind of cute. It's just kind of, it's a funny packaging. It's just quirky fun. So I'm going to fix this eyelash and review some of the other items. So on to the lip swatch. So I picked up one of the colors. This is Festival, which was the lighter of the two. There also was one that was a little bit more extreme, and that was called Fairy Tale, and it's a teal kind of greenish color. I did pass on that one. I didn't want to pay $20 for a product I knew I'd never wear again. I'm not much into the greens, but there are some beautiful swatches online, so check that out. But for you who are looking for a more natural look, as I am, here's Festival. So this is Festival, and it is a long wearing matte color. I did try this a couple times last week, and I will say it wore really well. I don't really have Tarte matte products or lip products, so I do have a couple of the glosses. So I wanted to try this out, and actually I thought it wore really well. It's actually really comfortable. There's some out there that are really, really drying. This is not one of them, actually, unless you're very sensitive to dry lips. Then mattes in general are going to be a little bit more difficult, but I actually felt that Tarte wore really well, and it wasn't overly drying. I mean, you can definitely feel it at first. It does dry quickly, so work quickly, but what I liked about Festival was that it dried quickly, but it's such a light color, it was easy to put on, and there's not a, I mean, there's a lot of room for error because it's a light color, unlike the green one, Festival, I think it was, or Fairy Tale, which would be kind of difficult to put on. So you have to be really steady with this. It's kind of out the door, which I really appreciate. And I feel like for you fair-skinned ladies out there, this is really nice for you for a more natural look. If you're looking for the nude look to offset darker eyes, or you just want something a little bit more natural for a daytime look, this is a really good color, and it did wear well. The next item of the collection is the eyeliner, which is rose gold. I have to be honest with you, I did not use this. I tried using it and I found that it was very difficult to apply on top of other lid colors. Also, because a lot of the colors in the palette are bronzy or brown in the first place, putting this on top of it did not work well. Also, none of these colors, except for the white, which is supposed to be the highlighter, this would be swallowed up by these colors. So I don't think it was really well thought out in that way, but maybe it wasn't meant for these to all go together at the same time, which is a possibility. So it could be that if you just wanted an interesting line with very little eyeshadow, this would work for you, but it just didn't work. I tried it a couple times this week, and that was kind of unfortunate because it wasn't cheap. So now I'm kind of stuck with a product that isn't working as well as I'd like, but here you go. So that's what it goes on like. And I really like this brush, actually. It's not, it really is bristles. It's a really, really thin bristle, and so it gives you a lot of control. And I love bristle. I love bristle eyeliner, and they're really hard to find. A lot of the time you just have the hard plastic one. So if anyone has any suggestions for this in darker colors, please let me know, because I am looking. I love them. It's the only way to go for me. But on the other side, it's in two pieces because this is just the flat rose gold, and then on the other side is where you get the glitter bomb, which is right here, which is also a bristle brush. And then you're supposed to put it on top of it, and then it creates this look, which is there. But the thing is, I found it to be very clumpy and hard to work with, and in general it just didn't work for me. And part of it is, looking at it, I don't know how I'm going to really use it and incorporate it into a look. I don't know if it's the kind of look that I would want to go for. At the time I kind of was like, yeah, I want this whole collection, and it just, looking back, I probably should have said no to this one because I really don't know how I'm going to use it, but maybe I'll find a way to do it and put it in a future video. Moving on to the last item that I have here, it is the Tarte. It is the Tarte highlighter of the group. I've never seen the packaging like this before. It wasn't anything too special with the unicorn theme. It's just kind of generic plastic, and I think this was around $30. I'll put the price above. And for $30, I just didn't really feel like the packaging was anything special. Inside it does have a mirror, which, you know, I like, and then it has 4 different colors here. So I think that's kind of the selling point, is that you have the blue, pink, the kind of tan color, and then the white. And what's interesting and a very cool concept with this is if you head this way with your brush or with your finger, it goes more of a cool tone. If you take it from this direction, it's more of a warm tone highlight. So that's kind of cool because it works for everybody, and I really think that's a cool idea. So cool this way, warm this way, or if you want to do individual colors, you just dip your brush, which is a little bit more difficult with the tan color and the blue. I'm not wearing a highlighter right now, so let's give this a whirl and see what it looks like. So it does go on quite well, you can see. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I just wanted to show what it looked like on the brush, which you can see it goes on quite well. I'm not a brush girl. I'm totally not. I know I'm one of the people who uses my finger. I wanted to show what it looks like when you do use the brush, but from here on out, I'm going to go where Binky goes, and that's the finger approach. So I don't know if I would repurchase it again. Looking back, I did like the concept, but there's so many palettes out there putting all these colors together in a quad that I don't know if the price could be justified here. Also, it does shimmer nicely. I do like it, but I do find it to be very powdery and a little bit dry. So there is no fallout though, and I do want to point that out, but it's just not, it's a little bit more powdery than I may be accustomed to, so it may not be my most favorite formula. So I do feel like this is definitely a fun collection. There are a couple things that I am missing. Again, Fairy Tale, the green matte lipstick, and also the brushes I passed on because I have enough brushes, and out of the 5 brushes, I only would have ended up using probably 3. So to me, it just seemed really expensive to be buying shiny, sparkly makeup brushes that I just really don't need in the end. So I was like, no, restraint, Binky. So I did not pull the trigger on those, and I just got these lovely items. I will say it's a fun collection. I think it's best to pick and choose what works best for you because these are kind of spendy. So not everything, you won't need everything. Pick and choose. Also, if you're very sensitive to smells, I will say this collection, except for the lip matte did not have this, but the eyeshadows and the highlighter smell like vanilla. They smell like vanilla cookie, and it isn't a hint. I was walking to the subway and I could smell it on my face. This was even half an hour later. I could still smell it. So if you were sensitive to scents, these are scented like vanilla wafers. I guess it's kind of almost like the same thing, Too Faced. So they headed in that direction, and it does definitely have a distinct smell to it. So again, if you're sensitive, this may not be the collection for you. And all in all, I think it was a really fun collection. I'm glad to see Tarte venturing out towards more exciting colors, especially for spring and summer, and just having fun, because I know they do a lot of neutrals. So I kind of appreciate them taking that leap and creating a fun collection for people. And a lot of people are going to love this, and a lot of people are going to go, but it's entirely up to you. So I hope you enjoyed the review, and until next time, have a fabulous day as always. Bye.